So guys, today's video is all about Belgium, but before I move into the video, if you are new to this YouTube channel, please do not go without subscribing. Subscribe and support the movement. Thank you so much for your love. All right, for those who are returning, my returning subscribers, I equally want to say I'm so grateful for what you have been doing. Thank you so much for supporting me. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about reasons why you will not get admissions into Belgium. All right, there are some things that will contribute to your admissions, all right, and you may be rejected. So I want to talk about some of these reasons why. There are actually 3 reasons why I want to talk about that you may not get admissions into Belgian universities if you don't arrange these things. All right, the first one I want to talk about is lack of research. First of all, before I continue, my name is Milton Fonkwa. For the newcomers. For all subscribers, they already know I'm the anointed village boy. Yes, like I said, lack of research. There is something very pertinent here about international students when they are about to do admissions or apply for universities in Belgium. For example, if you want to apply for the University of Leuven or the University of Ghent, you must do research, all right? I always say, make internet your friend. A lot of you don't do research. And if you don't do research, how do you expect to know what program you want to study? First, you need to do a research about the program, know the course, all right? Know what is expected, the courses that you will be offering in that particular course, maybe the course that you will be doing or the courses offered during the first semester, second semester, until you finish your degree program, all right? You need to make research to know what is going to happen after you graduate, the type of jobs you can get in Belgium or out of Belgium, all right? You need to make research to know what are the requirements for research, all right? For example, if you are a master's degree student and you are studying at the University of Leuven or Ghent, before you even apply, you need to check to see if there are specializations for this particular course, all right? It also applies to bachelor's degree students, not just the master's degree students. So that is what you need to understand. Lack of research is what may contribute to failing to get you an admissions in Belgium. If you don't do research, you may not get an admission in Belgium. That is what I'm trying to say. So before you even start the admissions process, thorough research is good. Yes, I understand some of us, we don't know how to do these things, but before you go to someone to help you do it, or go to an agent, always try to make research to at least know what holds for the future when you finish your program. What are the courses that you will be offering for all your semesters, all right? And what are some of the jobs in and out of the country, like Belgium, that you would face, all right, before you even engage into it. So that is what you should understand. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is insufficient requirements, all right? Insufficient requirements here, I mean, for example, if you want to apply for a university in Belgium, all right, like the Ghent University, the University of Hasselt, the University of Leuven, there are so many of them in Belgium. You need to do research to know which program requirements you need. First, you may come across a school or a program that has general requirements and departmental requirements. You need to read all of that. And if you do not meet the requirements, there is no way you can apply and you get admissions, all right? You need to check general requirements for the program, all right? You check departmental requirements for the program in case they have these two, because some schools will have departmental and general requirements, all right? You need to check requirements like the documents you need, all right? Do you need to submit transcript? Do you need to submit legalized documents? Do you need to submit your diploma? All right, all these things. Are you sending hard copies to the university, or you are just uploading online and leaving it that way? All right, what do you need to do after your admissions? Like the University of Ghent now, if you are applying to the University of Ghent and you are still not aware that you need to legalize your documents and also send the legalized document to Belgium, to the registrar office at the University of Ghent, it means you don't know what you are doing. All right, so all of these things you need to know. Again, you need to check language requirements. Like I said, insufficient requirements will not grant you an admissions. If you don't provide all the requirements asked by the university, you will not get an admissions. That is what international students fail to understand. All right, so you should always check all of these things before you go into it. There are some programs or there are some schools that you must have IELTS, all right, or the TOEFL score. That is the international English language testing system, or the test of English as a foreign language. Some universities will always ask for that, and some programs will always ask for that. So you need to check all of this, and if you don't meet the requirement, there is no need to apply, because if you apply, you will not get the admissions. Remember, you are not the only one applying. Other students around the world are also applying, probably from the 53 countries in Africa or 54 countries in Africa, like Nigeria, Cameroon, Central Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, Mozambique, Zambia, Zimbabwe. All these countries, all these people are also applying for the school and maybe the program you are. So you need to be careful, check requirements, and if you don't have the correct requirements, there is no way you can ever get an admission in a Belgian university. All right, always read requirements, like I said. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the motivation. All right, motivation and reference letters. For example, motivation letter is a letter you write to the admissions body or the admissions authorities, all right, to explain to them your motivation, your zeal, what pushed you to apply for this course, the things that you found interesting, all right, the things that are found in their university that you have interest to study in this particular school, if not of one university in your home country. So that is the motivation letter. If you write the motivation letter, you don't explain all of these things. You need to tell them in your motivation who you are, all right, who you are, what you can do, and the course you want to offer, the things you have achieved in the past, or the things that you can achieve in the future. Tell them things about the university. Without all of these things, if you do not draft a perfect motivation letter, all right, you may end up not getting the admissions. That is the truth about the program, all right. Because first, there are countries, like I said, there are some countries like Estonia, Netherlands, that you must, Canada, some schools in Canada will always ask you, even in the United States, there are some schools that will ask you to write motivation letters. All right, and in the motivation letters, you are going to explain. In the motivation letter, you are explaining who you are, what you have done, what you can achieve, all right, and why you have chosen the program. If you do not write the motivation letter, you are in trouble. And remember, there is something international students do. They just go somewhere, they take someone's motivation letter, they copy it word for word, and they paste. Plagiarism is a crime, all right? If you plagiarize something, you will be penalized. Now, this is what some other international students will do. They will take, let me say, if a student wants to apply for the sociology course or maybe business administration, he will just go to somebody and tell the person to write a motivation letter. A motivation letter is a letter that you must write, all right? It's better you write and someone reads and corrects it than for you to give somebody to write on your behalf. Because remember, when you get the admissions, or when they are about to admit you or give you an admissions in a particular university where you wrote the motivation letter, they may call you for a Skype interview and still ask you some of these questions in your motivation, all right, in your motivation letter. And if you do not defend some of the questions in the motivation letter, you are finished. You will have no admissions. For example, schools in Estonia, like the Tallinn University, all right, and the University of Tartu, if you are applying there, know that you will always write a motivation letter, all right. If you do not write it yourself, you are in big problem, because there is a Skype interview that will be conducted. Likewise, some schools in Belgium as well. I may not know all of these schools, but I know that is what is going to happen. Some schools will call you, first of all, when you meet the requirements, they will call you maybe via a Zoom call or Skype or whatsoever, to know if you are the one who actually wrote the motivation letter, and to see your determination and zeal. Sometimes even for the insufficient requirements I was talking about, the English proficiency, all right? Sometimes these universities would ask you, sometimes call you, they may sometimes call you during a phone call to assess the level of your English language, like schools in Finland, all right? Schools in Cyprus and Finland will do this type of things. So make sure you are the one writing your motivation letter to explain who you are, what you can do, what you have achieved, and what you can give to the university or bring into the economy of the country, all right? And when writing a motivation letter, make sure you do research about the university, quote things that are found in the school as well, right? If you are a research student or a master's degree or a PhD student, make sure you verify the laboratories they have, the research schools or institutes they have, and you bring out information from there. When they read things like that, they will obviously know you are a serious candidate, right? I have a sample on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out and know how it is written, okay? So that is how it is. Now, for the reference letter is not going to come from you, but probably it's going to come from someone who knows you. Probably your lecturer or your professor, right? Maybe your employer, all right? Someone who employs you to work with, somebody who knows you very well, all right? But no, that cannot come from someone out of the academic milieu, all right? Because reference letters are like someone is telling them, the school, that you are a perfect candidate for the position, okay? So that is what you need to understand. These are the main 3 things that may contribute to you not getting admissions into Belgian universities, all right? Lack of requirements, insufficient requirements, let me say lack of research, insufficient requirements, and of course motivation and recommendation reference letters. So you have to be careful when doing all of these things, especially requirements. For example, at the University of Ghent, you have 3 types of programs that are offered there. Their BSc are not taught in English language but in the Dutch language. Now, for master's degree students, know that if you do not know that at the University of Ghent, there is a master's degree and there is an advanced master's, all right, for you to choose which one you want to study, it means that you are out of the requirements. You are not checking some of the things. That is what I mean by lack of research. But if you check and you see that there are 2 types of masters offered at the University of Ghent, it means that you have done a lot of research, all right? And now you have to check per program, all right? Check per program. If you do not meet the requirements, it means you have insufficient requirements and cannot be taken in any of the courses or department at the University of Ghent, all right? So that is what I mean by insufficient requirements. Always read, do research, check requirements, check your motivation letter very well before you apply, because if you do not prove all of these things to be legit and 100%, if not 100%, at least 80%, you may not get an admission in a Belgian university. I hope this information was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget, as usual, subscribe below. Thank you so much. Until we meet again in another one.